Hello, all. So, have an interesting little story going on over here. It says here MIT scraps diversity statements in faculty hiring process after discovering they don't work. What were they supposed to do? Why would you why would you put a diversity statement in the faculty hiring process? What did you expect to get out of that? Obviously, it doesn't work. Like, what would it even look like if it did work? People would just say the statement and automatically get hired? I don't understand. MIT will no longer require diversity statements in its faculty hiring process, making it the first elite university to abandon the practice. So you're saying all the universities use this? The decision was made by MIT President Sally Blutt. That's a terrible last name, ma'am. If you if you got that last name through marriage, you should have left your husband. You should have stopped dating that guy just based on the name alone. With support from the school's provost and six academic deans, a spokesperson told National Review on Sunday afternoon, "My goals are to tap into the full scope of human talent to bring the very best to MIT and to make sure they thrive once here." Yeah, well, then just raise standards if that's your goal. You have the best of the best. Kornbluth said in a statement provided to NR. "We can build an inclusive environment in many ways, but compelled statements impinge on freedom of expression and they don't work." Obviously, like your education obviously didn't teach you common sense because I could have told you that. Higher education writer and researcher John Saylor first reported. Saylor is an actual last name? Well, just doesn't look right how it's written. Kornbluth's statement, God, that's a terrible name, for unheard on Sunday said on Sunday, MIT previously required diversity statements across its academic disciplines, including nuclear science and engineering department. Okay, the campus climate at MIT and Kornbluth uh, herself came under intense scrutiny when she testified before Congress last year and struggled to say definitively if calls for genocide against Jews violated campus policies. You you don't have a campus policy against calling for genocide. That that seems rather drastic thing for people to call for, and I don't think that is that should be accepted. She testified alongside former University of Pennsylvania President Liz Magill and former Harvard University President Claudine Gay, okay, about the explosion of campus anti-Semitism following Hamas's civilian massacre in Israel. Wow. Okay, so the whole call for genocide thing is just an emotional reaction. It's not something that's being taken seriously, hopefully. During her testimony, Kornbluth said she does not believe speech codes work to promote an environment of free expression on campus, which is obvious. McGill resigned shortly after she gave similar testimony to Kornbluth's regarding campus anti-Semitism. What did she say? It seems like she couldn't come up with a clear, defined violation of policy. Claudine Gay resigned in disgrace after her congressional testimony on anti-Semitism, a plagiarism scandal that implicated much of Gay's academic output. So she spoke on a controversial topic, and then people started looking into her history to find dirt on her, and they found out that there was some plagiarism going on. Oh man, politics. House lawmakers on the Education and Workforce Committee are now investigating anti Semitism at MIT and other elite colleges and universities. Anti Israel tent encampments have sprouted at numerous college campuses over the past few weeks as Israel continues its war efforts against Hamas. Required diversity statements have received significant criticism for making prospective faculty members pledge allegiance to diversity, equity, and inclusion ideology. They have to pledge allegiance? That's crazy. These statements appear to violate principles of academic freedom and intellectual diversity in higher education by mandating adherence to progressive orthodoxy. All right. MIT's past guidance on diversity statements and faculty implications. So it seems to me what's going on in that they had to speak on the whole anti-Semitism thing, and they look at their policies to see um, how does this violate their policy in any ways, and in the process of looking for a way to sort of um, academically expunge these students, they found that their DEI policy statements was useless because it. I think what's happening there is that the DEI policy statements probably protected these people, and in their effort to find a way to get rid of these students, they realized that they had to get rid of the policy because it might contradict their new policies that they're going to put forward that would allow them to expunge people based on their beliefs system, and it doesn't jive well. I think this is a chess move, and they're removing the DEI policies, and they're saying it doesn't work now because it's obvious that it doesn't work. They're saying it doesn't work now because they're going to include some new policies in the future that will allow them to discriminate against their students because of their beliefs. I'm just saying that's what it looks like to me. MIT guidance on diversity statements, faculty applications explicitly emphasize their value in showing an applicant's understanding of DEI and track record in working to advance DEI on campus. DEI statements should portray how much the professor cares about academic inclusion for various identity groups. MIT's guidance advised prospective applicants. It remains to be seen whether other elite universities will follow MIT and reverse their commitment to diversity statements. Elite universities across the country have incorporated sprawling DEI bureaucracies into student life and administrative hierarchies, particularly during the peak of Black Lives Matter movement. Its resulting unrest in summer. Red states have pursued bans of DEI bureaucracies from college campuses because of their tendency to promote left-wing ideology and enforce academic conformity. I just think it's bad because it's racist. It's in itself racist, and it advances people based on their victimhood identifying traits, like being a woman or being trans or being black. It allows you to advance people into positions based on their certain traits that make them socially a victim, and they can take advantage of people's charity. But when they get into those positions, guess what they do? Their incompetence and their lack of ability reflect poorly on said groups that allow them to advance in the first place. Their failures become our failures. That's why I don't like it. Anyways, until next time.